Paul going once. Go ahead, Paul.
Mike,
Yes.
Frustrated Mets fan here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Cespedes comes back next 5-6 weeks, puts up decent numbers. Some team comes calling mid-July. Do you consider trading him, a salary dump, moving on, and teams around 500?
I think if they got something really worthwhile, but I mean, I've been told this by the people who are going to make the decisions. The Mets are not considering breaking down their team. So, and if you listen to Alderson, he basically told you that too. And I've been told the same thing. They don't intend on breaking down their team this year, next year. They intend on building around what they have here and adding pieces. And if the pieces don't work this year, they'll add different pieces next year. They are not breaking down. They are not breaking their team down to zero. They are not doing that.
I just get the feeling, he needs to be with the team. Where is he the last couple of days? Is it a Yankee series? There's too much uncertainty.
Well, you see, again, the one thing to be careful about, you might be right and you might be dead wrong. One thing we don't get a right to do is speculate about other people's injuries because we just don't know. We just don't know. Andrew in Scarsdale, what's up, Andrew?
Mike, how are you?
What's happening?
Assuming that any Yankee trade package for a pitcher starts with at least Frazier and Sheffield, who of the names that everyone generally agrees is out there, who would you give those two up for? And maybe, Andujar, maybe a reliever. You do it for Corbin. I think you definitely do it if you can get Bumgarner. But
Bumgarner is off the charts. I mean, to me, Bumgarner is perfect. Absolutely perfect in every way. I don't see that happening, though. But if that were to happen, and remember, Sabian and Cashman have a great relationship. Sabian's really smart about what he does. The Giants, who have been a great franchise for the last decade, nothing short, are very light, evidently, in this farm system right now. They know that. So that move for them, and I'm not saying Bumgarner's not the kind of guy who might want. He might not want to play in New York either. I mean, he's not really the type. I don't know that he would like it here. So I'm not saying he would, or that he would be interested, or the Giants would be interested. He would be perfect, though. Other than that, you can start the list. I mean, you're going to start at the top. You're going to work your way down. I mean, the Yankees might wind up with two good guys versus one really good guy. They might wind up with, something of their own coming up and surprising. I mean, there's a lot of different ways the Yankees are going to play this. They're going to show you a little bit of everything. I mean, they're going to look at what they have. They're going to go out there. They're going to bring a couple of guys in. They're going to try and maybe make the move for the big guy if he's available. So I think there's a lot of different ways for them to play this. So it's not like there's only one way for the Yankees to play the pitcher. They have time on their side, and they have a great deal of depth, so they can play this a couple of different ways. Don in Jersey, what's up, Don?
Yeah, Mike. Listen, explain this to me. Why am I looking at Porlecki batting cleanup? Why is this career minor? We went and got Mesoraco. He hit 5 or 6.
Well, Mesoraco's not a big hitter. He had a good couple of days. Well, he also was hurt the last couple of days, so he's had a hamstring injury. Which is
true?
yes,
I was not aware of that.
Yes, yeah, he had a strained hamstring. They were watching, so otherwise he would be playing. He would be ready to play tomorrow, is my understanding. But Plawecki only batted cleanup the one day, and he did it to separate the lefties against Leicester, so that he just needed to separate the lefties. So yes, listen, Plawecki's not even an everyday player, no less a guy who could bat cleanup.
One more question.
Yes.
Have the Mets quit on Mickey?
No, absolutely not. They just don't. When teams don't hit, they look like they're not trying hard. The Mets, I don't for 1 second, not 1 second, in everything I've seen here, in everything that's looked awful, futile, anemic, I don't think for 1 second the Mets have stopped playing. When teams don't score and don't hit, they look like they're not trying. That is not the case. The Mets are completely trying with every fiber they have. I completely believe that. Yankee baseball is next.